My bosses dumped 7 extra kids on me for their party and called me selfish when I refused. I'm 56, and I work as a live-in nanny for a couple I'll call Jenna and Mitchell. I'm not rich, but they pay me well because they do well, and I care about their 2 kids. They've got a 5-year-old girl who lines up her crayons by color, and a 4-year-old boy who tells me knock-knock jokes until he runs out of breath. I plan my week around their pickups and bedtimes. I know which cup leaks, which light scares them, and what song gets them to brush their teeth. Most days it feels like a calm routine that belongs to all of us. One weekend they said they were hosting a party at a restaurant down the street. That was normal. When they go out, I handle snacks, baths, and stories. We were going over the plan in the kitchen. Jenna checked her phone. Mitchell tied his shoes. Then Jenna said almost as an afterthought, make sure the kids are ready to be picked up by 9:30. The words sat there like a dropped fork. Picked up by who? She didn't say. I thought maybe she misspoke and kept moving. I packed the puzzle pieces, set out pajamas, and filled the water bottles. About 20 minutes later, the doorbell started ringing. Not once, but again and again. I opened the door and saw their friends on the stoop, smiling like this was all planned. Behind them were kids I didn't know, holding stuffed animals and overnight bags. 7, maybe more. Little shoes lined up on the mat. Someone handed me a diaper bag. A toddler tried to dart past my leg to the toy box. I stepped back and said we weren't doing drop-off. I told them I only watched Jenna and Mitchell's too. They looked past me into the living room like I hadn't spoken. I found Jenna by the hallway and asked what was going on. She looked surprised that I was surprised. She said all their friends almost skipped the party because of childcare, so she told them to bring the kids here. She thought I wouldn't mind since I'm always free. She mentioned my wife, who passed 11 years ago. Like that meant I had endless time to fill. It stung. But more than that, it wasn't part of my job or our agreement. 9 kids for 8 hours is not just extra. I have 2 hands and 2 eyes. I can't chase a runner and stop a fight and watch a pot at the same time. It's a safety risk. It's not fair to her kids either. I said no. I kept my voice steady and told her I would not watch 9 kids for the same pay. If she wanted a group sitter, that was a different rate and a different plan. I told her plain and simple that if she wanted me to take on 7 more kids, she'd need to pay 7 times my rate and give me help. She blinked, like I'd spoken a new language. Her face shifted from confused to hard. She told me I should be grateful for what I make. She said the words, just this once, and be a team player. The friends waited by the door with their coats half off. The kids had spread into the entry and started arguing over the red truck. I said I was leaving, and I meant it. I didn't raise my voice. I put the red truck back on the shelf, guided their 2 to the couch, and told them I'd be back when plans were clear and safe. Then I grabbed my jacket and walked out. The cold air hit my face. I could hear the music from the restaurant down the block and car doors slamming. Behind me, I heard someone say they'd have to cancel. I kept walking. An hour later, my phone lit up with Mitchell's name. I picked up. He didn't ask a question. He started in loud and fast, saying I had embarrassed them, that everyone was ready to go, that I had blown up the night. He called me selfish. He said I was lazy for not doing one small favor. I let him talk without stopping him. I told him I would not argue and I hung up. My hands shook a little, but my choice felt clear. I figured they'd cool off and hire someone else. I made tea and tried to watch a game, but the phone kept buzzing. The next afternoon, Jenna called. I almost didn't answer, but I still cared about the kids, so I did. Her voice was soft for the first few words. She said she was sorry. Then she slid into reasons. She said I was special. She said she didn't want a younger sitter because she didn't want the kids to cling to a new woman and call her mom. She said she liked that they saw me like a grandpa. She kept talking about her business and her stress. It sounded less like an apology and more like pressure. I waited until she finished. Then I told her the truth in a calm voice. I said I was sorry she felt insecure about other sitters. I said what she did was unsafe and disrespectful. I said my time mattered, my limits mattered, and her kids' safety mattered. I told her if she needed group care, she could hire a proper team and pay for it. I said I would not come back. She tried to jump in, but I was done. I ended the call. I blocked both numbers. I set the phone on the counter and stood there, breathing in and out until the screen went dark. The room was quiet except for the fridge and the kettle cooling. Now they're saying I ruined their night by walking out. Was I wrong for it?